everybody. It's Daniel here, and this is our next Emotional English Podcast episode where we learn an English language effortlessly, emotionally, fulfilled with energy, and of course, positively. A little announcement before we start our today's episode. It's the last days of an opportunity to buy your seat, to reserve your seat for the event, which is upcoming in Moscow, Emotional English Live event. So we have 2 seats left. If you guys live in Moscow, please don't miss the chance to reserve your seat and be a part of Emotional English podcast community. We will have a great discussion about English learning and we'll practice in groups. It's going to be fun. I hope you guys will have a lot of fun there. Just find the link down below and reserve your seat now. And now we can start our today's episode where we learn English effortlessly, emotionally, right? Positively. And today's topic is related to relationships. It's a very big, wide topic. And I want to discuss the betrayal with you. Do you know what is the betrayal? What is to betray someone? It's a verb form, and betrayal as a noun. Is it painful? Is it bad or good? We'll discuss today. All right. And that's my thought. Yeah, I've prepared the topic for discussion, so it's just a website. Just give me a second. I'll open it for real quick. So the topic which I want to discuss today, it's called 10 Ways to Betray Your Relationships. And that's the topic which kind of showing us the perspective of the betrayal, right? How to betray. There are 10 ways. I'm not agree with all of these statements the lady is posting here, but I want to discuss each of them, okay? The lady who is kind of presenting her thoughts here, her name is Lisa Brookes. She's from the website loveandlifetoolbox.com. It's an international website. I think she's from America. Yes, she is an emotion. Okay, so she's kind of an author of emotional and relationship health articles. She's writing down some guides, courses, and other tools for individuals and couples. So she's a frequent consultant. Frequent means she is consulting people pretty often for the media, having appeared in CNN.com, okay, and some other menshealth.com and other places, right? So Lisa is pretty good professional, as I see here, and I want to read her thoughts about the betrayal and we'll comment it, right, together. And of course, with that said, we're going to learn a lot of English words and vocabulary. So the first thing we have here is the way number 1. It's called conditional commitment. Conditional commitment. What does it mean, right? What she means by that. Let's check what she's having here. So you or your partner are keeping your eyes open for something better. Yeah. So conditional commitment. So as I see it here, imagine the situation when you date someone. Let's imagine the girlfriend or boyfriend, and you're not completely sure that that person is yours. You're kind of think that maybe there is someone else who can be better. Maybe there is some better options there, right? And why not to take it? Why not to take it? So it's one of the option, and I think it's pretty, it's pretty popular thing. Some people think that they are in the relationship, but inside, if you go somewhere inside of their mind, so they think about it as an open relationships, right? So it's like we have here conditional. Conditional means it's not strict. Okay. So, yeah, as for now, we are together, but something can change and life can change. And this is the conditional commitment. And it could be the reason of a breakup, right? When you're breaking up, you are splitting, right? You are dividing personally, right? You and your girlfriend splitting up, dividing their relationships, and getting lonely again. So that's the case. I'm completely agree with that one, right? If you want to have a positive and long-term relationship, so you should have a strict commitment that you are my girlfriend, I'm your boyfriend, and we're not looking for something else, right? So we're not looking for something better. The second way how to betray your relationship is a non-sexual affair. Non-sexual affair. Let's see what she means by that. So Lisa thinks that consider any actions taken with someone other than your partner than you would be uncomfortable with them seeing. This is your signal that you are crossing the line. Yeah. So in this case, let's imagine, I will call it a flirt, right? So a non-sexual affair, it's a flirting. It can be any action, right? It can be just holding the hand or speaking wisely and staring at the person, another person, right? It's a non-sexual affair. And if you see it, it's not very comfortable because you getting, I would say, envious, you getting jealous, not jealous, envious, I would say, because the person you love is looking at something else. And that's a part of affair. It's not a sexual affair, but it's a non-sexual affair. Nothing happened yet, but it could happen. And that is the reason why some relationships kind of splitting apart or breaking into pieces. So the third thing, or the third way, is lying to each other. I quite agree with that one. Lying is the way number 3 of a betrayal. And I can call lie or lying as betrayal for sure. So being dishonest will erode the safety in your relationship, whether it's straightforward deceit or lies to avoid conflict. They can be toxic. The nice vocab part here is erode the safety. So I like this one. Being dishonest will erode the safety in your relationship. Erode. Imagine the word erosion, right? Or, the metals, when they have some rusty stuff on it, it's kind of dying, right? It's destroying itself, right? The water destroys metals because the erosion process starts, and to erode, right? It's the point of this case. And let me double check. Is it the erosion? I just want to make sure that I'm correct here. All right. So yeah, it's the gradual destruction. So for sure. Yeah, the gradual destruction, it's the erosion. And when you erode your relationship with a lie, it seems very unfair, and it's a springboard to something worse, okay? You don't want that, and it could be very toxic for your relationship. So to lie your couple, not good. Number 4, the way number 4, forming a coalition against the partner. And this is very stupid, right? I don't know why we have it here. So what is the point to create a coalition against your partner? If you guys love each other, so you should respect each other. You don't need any type of coalition or support against your partner. You should to find the option how to get in touch, how to be close to your partner, how to expand your opportunity to be even closer to each other, right? Because when you're alone, you taking care of yourself. When you're in the relationship, you need to take care of your partner, because this is the orientation, or this is the priorities which you're picking every day. So what the lady's saying here, she says, whether it's a parent or a friend, ganging up on your partner will not be received well. The relationship can feel less collaborative and more you against me, in quotes, you against me. So two great words here I see. It's the ganging up on your partner, right? When you are kind of fighting with your partner, when you have a conflict with your partner, so you're ganging up. You ask your friend, you ask your family, and with some comments, disparaging remarks. So the relationship can feel less collaborative. And I agree, collaboration, it's when you do things together with a partner. And when you feel less collaborative, you feel less attached to the person, right? You're kind of destroying your relationship when your collaboration sucks, right? That's what I think in this case, and I agree with this lady here, but I'm not agree that it should be here. I mean, this statement, when you create the coalition, it sounds ridiculous. It means crazy, right? It sounds not fair for any type of relationships, right? Yeah, you can create a coalition against your enemy, right? Or the person you dislike the most, but your partner, for real, you should love your partner. Number five, okay, let me read it correctly. Absenteeism or coldness. Okay, that's a good word, by the way. You know, some people are absent-minded, and absenteeism is kind of connected to this. It's the coldness when you're not here and now, when you're not concentrating on your partner, when you are not warm with your partner, right? You kind of cold. You have coldness in your voice, right? Not warmth, but coldness inside, okay? So what the lady says here, failing to prioritize each other at a time of emotional needs can have a devastating impact, whether failing to support during highly stressful events or consistently missing opportunities to turn toward each other during the rigors of life. Both are destructive. Yeah, this is a very good one, by the way, right? Let's go step by step. There are nice ideas here. Failing to prioritize each other at a time of emotional needs can be a devastating impact. Yeah, so when your priority is not choosing each other, right? When you're not concentrating on each other, it means that you're losing the connection, right? When you're losing the emotional connection between you and your partner, and it has a devastating impact. It means it's a very destructing action, right? It's destroying your relationship. Its impact, it's like the influence is very high when you're not speak with your partner. Whether failing to support during highly stressful events or consistently missing opportunities to turn toward each other during the rigors of life, right? Both are destructive. This is a good sentence here. So it doesn't matter, is it just the stressful period of life, highly stressful period, event, or whatever, or you do it consistently. It means every day you see each other and you're cold. You're like, hello, and that's it. You know, no, not hello, honey, without warmth. This is very bad, right? Inside of the relationship. So, and these kind of missing opportunities, which you turn towards each other during the rigors of life. These rigors of life, it's the bad or hard times, tough times in life. You call them rigors. Rigors of life, it's these problems, these circumstances, right? These situations which you're facing day after day, and they are quite distractive. Okay. The next point is withdrawal of sexual interest. Number 6, and I don't know what other people think about it, but I have my own thoughts on it, and yes, sexual interest, it's an important part of every relationship, but it mustn't be the first one, right? It mustn't be the number one thing inside of a relationship, because you know what? Think in the long run, in 20 years, in 30 years, you'll be kind of old, right? Or you'll get old for sure. We're all human beings, right? We're not immortal. Immortal means you cannot die, right? And if the sexual interest is the most important thing for you, so it means that when you are babushka, right, or an old grandma, so and you look not that it's attractive as before, and you're not having this sexual intercourse day after day, so it means that you are not oriented in a right position, right? So if people want from you only sexual behavior or a good looking picture from you, it's not nice, in my opinion, right? So the main part, the basement, right, or let's say the foundation of a relationship must be something else. It's a big, vivid life plans, right? Big, interesting thoughts which you have in common, right? That's what's really matters, right? In my opinion. So, and some families, they have a withdrawal. It means that they're not having sex, they're not having kisses, they're not having any interactions, no hugs, right? And they withdraw it. Of course, it's not the main part of life, right? But when your partner loves it and you love it, right? So you kind of feeling sad, and again, you're going to the conditional commitment. You think that everything what's happening right now is not serious, and it's quite disappointing, right? What the lady says here, she says, though some couples report that a decrease in sex isn't harmful, like I say, to their satisfaction together, it isn't addressed productively, it can be wounding. Oh, if it isn't addressed productively, it can be wounding. Okay, let's say this. If you are very tired, right? If the period of life is very stressful, it's better to reduce the amount of sexual activity, because you're spending a lot of energy and maybe you feel even more stress or dissatisfaction. But when you do it purposely, let's say for this moment, you're very attached to the project or an event, you cannot think about sexual interests right now, right? So it's pretty understandable in this case, but it can be wounding, it can be damaging, it can bleed only if you just have a normal life conditioning, right? And something goes wrong and you're withdrawing your kisses, you're withdrawing your hugging, any type of sexual interest. And that's really, really bad. I couldn't say that it's a betrayal, all right? It's not a betrayal. That's why I want to exclude this thing from it. It's a different story. But I guess it could be the reason, right? It could be a reason to make a betrayal, right? To see somebody else. Like I said, it can be the springboard to conditional commitment, right? To another experience, right? It's quite dangerous. Next part, which we go through, is disrespect. Disrespect number 7. That's pretty understandable, right? Disrespect, when you're not respecting your couple. Of course, it's a disaster. Of course, it's not good. What the lady says here, what encapsulates this for me is a quote by John Gottman. A loving relationship is not about one person having the upper hand. It's about holding hands. That's a very good one, right? So what the lady says, or said here, she said that we lose the respect when we're not respecting each positions, right? So when I'm controlling, I'm managing the family, it means I have the top position, right, inside of the relationship. It means another person feel bad, feel weak. And it's okay when the relationships are about 55, 45, 60, 40, right? Somebody is dominating, it's okay. But when the number goes to 70, 30, 80, 20, 90, 10, man, that's dangerous. So we should have the equal rights inside of the relationship, but we should respect the position of each other. And that's why the lady used the quote by John Gottman: a loving relationship is not about one person having the upper hand, right? It's not about the total domination. It's about holding hands together, right? When you hold another person's hand, your couple's hand, and you think wisely, and you discuss and you respect your relationship and the person who is inside of your relationship, right? Your couple. The next, I quite agree. Disrespect, it's not the betrayal, but it can lead to the betrayal. Okay, so that's an important part. Again, we can move this point with the statements like I said, for example, coalition is not okay here, right? Withdrawal kind of too, and disrespect, I'm not okay with that too. Next one, number 8, unfairness. Unfairness. What does it mean, unfairness? When things are fair, it means that everything what is happening in a right way. For example, if teacher has a nice salary, for example, 100,000 rubles every month in every place around our country, right? In Russia, for example. So it means that all teachers satisfied, right? It's fair. It's fair to be satisfied, but it's unfair to have less money, right? It's unfair to see the corruption inside of the government. It's unfair to see when weak people are not having what they should have. It's unfair to see disrespectful relationships, right? It's unfair. There must be respect. So I would connect unfairness and disrespect together. I think this is kind of fractions it's a fraction of a big picture, right? Without disrespect, it's another piece of unfairness, right? It's unfair to be disrespected, right? It's unfair to dominate inside of the relationships, right? It's unfair. It's not right. So we should do things correctly, right? So what she says here about it, going back on promises made on big life decisions is one of the biggest ways couples can feel slighted. Other common issues are around finances and housework. Okay, what she says here, the biggest problem family can have, right? Feel slighted means feel annoyed or distracted because of the finances and housework, right? The people, they fight a lot, they argue a lot about the routine, about the things inside of the house, and classically. This is the biggest problem inside of the family when they don't have enough understanding who is the financial provider and who is the houseworker, who is providing the warmth of the house, right? And I think it must be discussed, right? Without the discussion of this topic, it's hard to live. It's unfair to live. So it's the part of respect when you handled this point before you lived together or before you got married. Number 9, selfishness. Selfishness. And again, okay, selfishness and betrayal is kind of close to each other, but not. In this context, I think selfishness couldn't be the point of discussion. Selfishness is not a betrayal. It's just your own thing. Every single person is different. Some people are selfish. Some people are not. People who are selfish and selfishness, people who have selfishness inside, it's the people who think only about themselves, right? They think, I love this chocolate. I don't want to share this chocolate. People are kind of greedy in this case too, because they take care only about themselves. So selfish people, selfishness inside. When one partner lives mostly in a me versus we paradigm, me-centered behaviors can negatively impact the relationships. Oh yeah, that's true. Me versus we paradigm. That's correct. I think that when you fight with somebody, right, with your couple, and you have this paradigm, you're trying to say that you are more, you're more important than somebody else, right, than your couple, and this is not correct. Again, when you are showing your selfishness to your partner, you are disrespecting your partner. You're trying to say that, hey, you are not that important as me. And this is not right. I agree with the author, but I'm not agree that this thing must be here, because selfishness, it's just the part of a character, right? It's part of the conditioning, right, of a personality. I think that's what I see inside. Number 10, and it's the last one here, but not least, breaking promises. Breaking promises. And I agree with that. So because promises, it's something which you give to each other. For example, I'm not drinking alcohol, right? I'm sober man. Sober people, they don't drink alcohol. And for some people, it's not okay, right? And for example, if I meet a girl and I say, hey, you know what? I'm not drinking alcohol. I want your promise. Promise me that you're not drinking alcohol with me when we're together, and I don't want you to drink. It's okay to have these promises. And when the person is breaking the promises, because, okay, I said, I promise, I never speak with an opposite sex. I never flirt. And then I do flirt. This is the disaster for my relationships. I quite agree here. So what the lady says, a pattern of disappointments around broken or unfulfilled promises can undermine trust between the couple. The person engaged in breaking promises can inadvertently, that's a good word, inadvertently send the message, you don't matter, right? Okay, let's discuss. There are some good ideas here. A pattern of disappointment, right? A pattern, it's something like a template. It's like a picture of disappointment. It's like a stereotype, right? Imagine this type, a pattern of disappointment around broken or unfulfilled promises, right? So this is very powerful thing, right? Many couples, they break their promises, and it can undermine trust. You can lose trust. You can lose the connection between the couple, right? Between the human beings, right? Inside of the relationship, the person engaged in breaking promises, can inadvertently send the message, you don't matter. Again, it's all connected to the respect. So when you break the promise, when you engaged in breaking promises, you're losing your respect, right? You're thinking like a selfish person, right? It's not good, I would say, to break promises. So when you break the promise, it's like you're idiomatically saying to your person, you don't matter, because if you love the person, you obeying the rule. Okay, obeying means you following the rule. You're not trying to hurt your partner. And this is the last statement for right now. So guys, I've just mentioned 10 ways to betray our relationships, right? And let's read them all again. We have 10 of them here. Some of them I'm not agree with. Some of them I agreeing with. And let's finalize it with rebalancing it, right? Conditional commitment. It means that when you are kind of looking for something better, right? A non-sexual affair, when you kind of crossing the line and flirting with somebody, not sexually, of course, but at least you starting it. Lying to each other, it's number 3. When you lying inside the relationship, it's the type of betrayal. I quite agree here. Forming a coalition against the partner, I'm kind of disagree, because coalition is kind of weird and stupid. It's better to break up immediately. When you create a coalition, it means that you don't want this person in life. Oh, sorry, something happened with my throat. And next one is absenteeism or coldness. Of course, it's all about the relationships and connection, and so we should share warmth, not coldness, with our partners, right? So Absenteeism is not very good. Withdrawal of sexual interest, kind of yes and no. But it's number 6, related to sexual intercourses or to kissing or hugging each other. Disrespect, it's just about discipline inside of the relationship and domination. 40-60 is okay. 50-50 is great. When you have 20-80, it's very bad. In my philosophy of life, man is the leader, man is the creator, man is the achiever. So the man should manage the family, and I would see the control of like 60-40 or like 55-45. That's my kind of game, because the man is the man, right? That's why you getting married, because you want to feel safer, right? Next, unfairness, kind of connected with disrespect, like we discussed. Unfairness, when you do unfair actions, it's bad inside of relationships. Then selfishness, which I'm not agree with here. So selfishness is just the part of the character. And if you see the selfish person, don't try to fix him. Just find another person for yourself, right? Because selfishness, it's a big thing. You should work a lot. The person needed, right? The person need to work. The person needs to work on it personally. Somebody else cannot change selfishness, cannot steal, cannot break selfishness. It could be a spiritual lesson, but not the lesson from another person, another being. Breaking promises, last but not least, and I agree with that one too. Do not break promises, because it's a part of betrayal. When somebody says something and you betray, that's bad. That's bad. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Thank you to being with us here and now. And again, I'm welcoming you guys to visit our Emotional English live event in Moscow, 5th of March from 1 p.m. until 3 p.m. You can visit our event. We still have a couple more seats available. So if you guys are into it, so just go to the link down below, reserve your seat, and let's stay on the line. Let's see each other even closer than before. It's better to see people in person and have fun together in person. Thank you and have an amazing day. And that's all for right now. See you later, alligators.